Welcome again to today's topic. I think today's topic is a continuation. It's a continuation of what we started yesterday. It's a continuation of what we started yesterday. It is a very important topic. Very important topic. When we start, I usually set ABCD some things here, so that we have a smooth ride as we talk. So I'm saying King Riro. Nero, welcome. You're at work. I've said that you're following up. Ridley, my friend, is in the building. Please follow up Ridley that at his channel. He has amazing videos there. And follow up and learn some things. And we have several things that he does. The last time I was with Ridley, he was doing some amazing jobs. Now, today is we want an understanding. We want an understanding of some things here. We want an understanding of some things. Some things. I mean, people say that they if they take food if they take food you will get a lot of cholesterol. If you take food, you'll get a lot of cholesterol. But I want to. There is an understanding that there are so many factors that lead to increased cholesterol. There are so many factors that lead to increased cholesterol, and it's important we get to know these factors as we dig in deep as we go on, so that sometimes you may not you may not be confused about some effect of cholesterol in your body and why you're taking so much foods. You have reduced food intake and um, a minute. You're taking so much some foods and your cholesterol is still high. You see, there are so many things that come around that leads to your production of insulin. There are so many things that come around that lead to your production of uh, some bile juice. And there are so many things that will lead for you, Ridley. Good morning, Ridley. Ridley, I can see today you've made up to the topic. I know you are cool where you are. Eh? You have not talked for so long, and we need to link up. We need to link up you plus um, it's morning time here. Yes, and it's evening. It's around. It's about 5 here. It's morning there. It's really welcome. Yes, Ridley, we need to link up again. Since you left, we haven't talked even on phone, but we usually meet on platforms. Thanks for you coming on this platform. Now, it's important. Now, we are continuing with the topics that we were doing, and I was saying that there are some people when they try so hard they try so hard to reduce cholesterol in their body and they can't. And there's some people that are so they don't have to do much to reduce their cholesterol. We will continue with what we were saying, and we will know why some people are big having too much cholesterol and fats, and some people, even if they take a lot of foods, a lot of fatty foods, they will never be big. This is a very funny things that happens to people all around. So for today's topic, we remember we talked about the good cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, and triglycerides, and where they come from. So today it is important we talk about how the cholesterols are produced, because we talked about the three types of cholesterol. Now, the main synthesis of the cholesterol, I will talk about how it is. Happy you made it. You made time out for busy work schedule. I'm listening. Nice, nice, nice. Thanks, Ridley. Really, thanks a lot for this. And please, you can call Uncle. Uncle told me to alert him, but I've texted Uncle to at his WhatsApp, but he's not. He hasn't seen it. If you can call him to tell him I'm online, it will be okay. He told me if I'm online, I alert him. Okay. I know you've got his number. Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, really. Now, synthesis of cholesterol. Synthesis of cholesterols. It it happens in the liver. All your cholesterol, the three types of cholesterols, they come from the liver, not food, not food. But food is a factor that helps to reduce or increase the production. So in the liver and some parts of the intestines of your body, cholesterol is produced. So come in, the steps that come in when there is production of cholesterols are this. One, the first material is acetyl CoA. And this one comes from carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. You see, food is a stimulator. So acetyl CoA is kind of like an energy producing agent, an energy producing agent. We have formation of something called HMG CoA. That is another type of energy. It's the second step. So the first from food, acetyl CoA plus HMG, they form something called HMG CoA. You see, there are two substances that come out. One is from the carbohydrates. The other one is from the HMG from the liver. Now, let's continue. Thanks. Ridley, we want to understand today why does some people eat a lot of carbohydrates? They eat a lot of junk food, but they never be big. But there are some people that eat just little and they become so big. We want to understand these processes. If you are so big and you want to reduce cholesterol in your body, this information can help you. So we move fast. We were at the second step. The first step is in the liver is production of acetyl CoA from the food you eat, and then the other one is HMG. And then we have the most important part here, the acetyl CoA from food plus the HMG CoA that is produced in the liver. Uncle, welcome to the platform, Uncle. Yes. We are talking about why some people eat a lot and they don't become big and deposits of cholesterol, and some just eat little but they still have a lot of cholesterol. So we are going through the steps. So in the liver, this is the most important step. The two products, the acetyl CoA that you eat for producing energy in the liver and the HMG that is in the liver that is produced, they require an enzyme in the liver that reduces them to become cholesterol. And this is the most important part. This step, when you go to the hospital and they give you something called atorvastatin, it stops this process, the formation of mevalonate, the something that the liver has come out with, what you've eaten plus what it has produced. It stops that bonding. You get it? So we go to the next step, which is the product as a bond in the liver it forms something called isoprenoids. Isoprenoids is formed after the enzyme that has come in to produce the cholesterols that are not so strong but weak. You get it? King Nero in the house. Blessings. Yes, after that process of mevalonate, we go to a sequeline formation. Sequeline, multiple isoprenoids. It forms more multiple cholesterols that are not strong. And then sequel plus mevalonate plus sequel plus lanestrolol from the liver that has been lanestrolol is injected from the liver, not the food you eat. Then it forms cholesterol. It forms cholesterol. We go through the steps again. Now, your hepatocytes. Hepatocytes are liver cells. Hepatocytes are liver cells. Liver cells, they and the intestines, they produce little amount. So we have said the first product from carbohydrate, fats, and protein is acetyl-CoA. They link up with something called acetyl-CoA and HMG-CoA. You get it? HMG, HMG. So there are two products there. So the most important part that produces more cholesterol in the liver is whereby an enzyme, an enzyme has no work in your body. If there is no substrate, substrate means if the compound like food, carbohydrate, and that other thing that is produced by the liver is not there, this enzyme cannot work. But when they are present, the reductase, HMG reductase, the enzyme that is in your system that is called reductase, do you know what it does? It increases the formation of cholesterol because your liver has produced this as a HMG. Your liver produces secretes. It secretes. Secretion means removing. The cells of the liver removes this thing called HMG, and then you are eating carbohydrates, and carbohydrates have got it produces something called acetyl-CoA. So they bond, and then there is an enzyme in the liver that tells them now it's time for conversion. It's time for conversion. Some cholesterol must be in this body. So it produces something called isoprenoids. These are the things that come out with cholesterol. So sequelin plus nalestrol forms cholesterol. I've not said anywhere food. No, I've not said anywhere food. There is nowhere food. So the cholesterol formation comes in, but regulation of cholesterol synthesis, how does it happen? High increase of cholesterol, statins, glucagon, and fasting. You get it? When you take more statins are drugs like atorvastatin, the ones that reduces cholesterol. If you take them, it will block the enzyme that brings those two, and then your cholesterol will be low. Glucagon formation. Glucagon is stored in the liver as energy. So if glucagon is high in the liver, formed in the liver, you see, your body stores energy like glucagon in the liver. So when you are hungry and you have not eaten, what does it do? It removes little by little and you form glucose so that you go get energy. So glucagon is form of energy stores in the liver. So you can stay like a week you have not eaten thinking that you don't have any food stores in your body. But in your liver, you have glucagon stored even in your muscle. So if you have not eaten, yeah, and this is what helps people when they are Marcia Thompson. Good morning from this side. Oh, Marcia, my friend. At times, I when I visit Jamaica, the first person to see will be Marcia Thompson. Yeah, she's quite a darling. So much. Yeah, okay, let's continue. I am I'm saying when you are fasting and taking only water, glucagon is in the liver and it's releasing little energy by glucose slowly by slowly. That's why you survive. If you don't have glucagon and you're fasting, you'll die. And when glucagon is a lot and stored in your liver, you'll produce less cholesterol because you don't have it is not carbohydrate, it's not active carbs. It is just storage. You get it? So we say fasting even helps because you're not giving more cholesterols in your body. Now, increase synthesis like insulin. You see, insulin, when you take food, the insulin converts glucose into glucagon, and it can also convert from glucagon to glucose. So if you have a lot of insulin production, it can make your cholesterol levels to go up. So those people who use insulin and they are diabetic, most of them will find they have high cholesterols in the body because of high levels of insulin. Low cholesterol levels can ignite more to be produced. High carbohydrate diet can produce more cholesterols. Why? Because when you take, remember we have said acetyl-CoA is produced from carbohydrates. So when you take more carbohydrates, you are initiating a process in the liver to remove the other product that we have seen, the first product and the second, which is HMG-CoA. It is inciting acetyl-CoA to be removed, and then the enzyme wakes up. When the enzyme wakes up, it binds the acetyl-CoA and the other one, and it becomes cholesterol. So foods, when you're taking foods, the only thing they do is they initiate the process. As the food is giving you energy and giving you heat when it is being made, when it is being metabolized in your liver, because your liver produces a lot of heat, it is increasing the more cholesterol in your body. You get it? So directly, if you take carbohydrates and most has been converted into glucagon, the storage of energy that when you are hungry, it produces glucose. What is left is converted into glycerols, which are fats and cholesterols. Why? Because when it is converted to glucagon, what is left is acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA will produce more cholesterols. You see, funny, people think that when you take a lot of these foods, it's when you don't eat a lot or carbohydrates, it's when you don't produce a lot of fat. We are going to see factors that are leading to people. Some people are big and they don't eat, and some people are just small with a lot of cholesterol and they eat a lot. Now we continue. What happens after cholesterol is made in the liver? It forms several things. Cholesterol forms bile acids, steroid hormones, vitamin D, vitamin VLDL that carries the bad cholesterol to your veins. Remember how we discussed it? And then we have reverse transport, the HDL, the good cholesterol in the liver, which removes excess cholesterol. So if you have good amount of HDL, I will tell you which foods can give you a good HDL. You will not have cholesterol problems that will bring you problems in your body. The bad cholesterol brings you problems because it sediments in your arteries, it goes to your tissues. But the good cholesterol, what does the good cholesterol do? The good cholesterol carries the bulk and returns to the liver to be synthesized. You see, so let's see here. It is important we see the factors leading to increased cholesterol production including genetics. You see, let's go to genetic factors. Genetic factors in your bloodline. What factors can lead you so that you know what to do? Because there are some people and they don't eat a lot. They don't eat fatty foods, but when they go to the hospitals, they are told your cholesterols are high. And then you become so confused. I don't eat these foods. Why? Why? That question is important. And if you don't find a good medic to tell you this, you will always be going to hospitals to find treatment and it's not working. Now, let's get down to this. Genetic factors, which are primary, you yourself, or you inherited from your mother, your father. because when when your father and mother comes aboard and they produce you, they share. Yes, Janet Harris, welcome to the topic, to the chat. Welcome, welcome. These are my nice people, my friends. All of them are my friends. And if anyone has a channel, please like that channel and follow that person. You will be building that person. Now we are talking about why some people are big genetically and some are small. You see, in genetics, there are some families, they are just having hypercholesterols. The cholesterols are high. Why? Because of mutations. In your family, the liver cells, you have something called LDL receptor genes. They produce more bad cholesterol. And these genes are called, I know some of us are not medics and they may not know, or some of us are medics but they are not conversant with this. The first gene is called LDL receptor gene. The second one is ApoB gene. ApoB gene. The other one is PCSK9, gain of function. So these three genes, if you are born with them, if you are born with these genes, my friends, if you are born with these genes, you will have a problem because you will be trying to reduce this and your cholesterol are still going up. You see, if you are born with this is a problem. LDL uptake by liver. LDL is uptaken by liver. Marked increased cholesterol from blood. Imagine since birth you are having marked. So if you have a family member somewhere and this family member is always having problems with cholesterol and has taken a lot of statins, drugs that reduce cholesterol, think of genetic makeup. Go to the hospital and advise your doctor, talk to your doctor to say to do something called genetic markers, so you can be given drugs that can reduce these genes. You get it? That is very simple. Hmm? And then because you increase, most of the people, cholesterols, if you have genetic problems of high cholesterol, you will have sentiments by bad cholesterol. And as we talked, bad cholesterol sediments in the arteries and they cause atherosclerosis, hard veins that cannot constrict or dilate. And when this is a problem, you have hypertension. And that's why you will see people that have high cholesterol, they have hypertension. Why? It is because hypertension and atherosclerosis is the same, like this. Because if your veins cannot constrict or dilate, your body cannot regulate pressures on the arteries and veins. You see, so just know, if cholesterols are high, the second thing will be atherosclerosis, and if atherosclerosis is present, you start having problems with BP, high BPs. If your genetic makeup, you are born with these three genes, LDL receptor gene, ApoB gene, and PCSK9 gene of gain of function, problems, because maybe your grandmother has it. So it's good you start managing it earlier, not by food, by introducing a gene suppressor. So most of the people go to hospital and they take these drugs. They really take these drugs every now and then, and they have taken it for years, and there is no change. This doctor is not thinking, why is this person? I'm giving him statins and there is no change. It's because you have these genes. You see? Now we go to familial combined hyperlipidemia. When I'm talking about lipidemia, not that I'm talking about high cholesterol. It's not a big word. Common genetic disorder. Hmm? You as a family, you always have a disorder called hepatic production of VLDL. VDL means very low density lipoprotein. And very low density lipoprotein, what does it do? It carries the low density lipoprotein, which is the bad cholesterol, to your veins, arteries, heart, and tissues. So if in your family you have the production of very it's always high. You have, if you take a lot some a little carbohydrates, it stimulates what the VDLD goes up. Just know what happens. You have a problem familial, and low density lipoprotein overproduced, which is a bad cholesterol, and it produces triglycerides. So if you have a big stomach, just know you have production of very low density lipoprotein, which is carrying LDL to your stomach and to your heart and to your. So you come to Dr. Ben here, you go to your doctor where you are, you tell the doctor, I heard about this information. Could it be the problem that I'm always having cholesterol problem? Higher. We go on. Polygenic hypercholesterolemia. Hmm? Polygenic. Multiple small genetic variation. You see, all these are genetic issues. Mild moderate cholesterol. Polygenic. Poly means several. Hypercholesterolemia. So you have several episodes of hypercholesterolemia, but we still go to VDLD production as good. Now, that is about genetics. That is about genetics. But we go down here and we talk about dietary factors. How do dietary factors increase? Yes, by eating high saturated fats. Like fatty, meat, butter, fully fat dairy, palm and cocoa oil. Imagine palm and cocoa oil. Effects of these foods. What does it do? Liver cholesterol synthesis increases, reduces LDL receptor activity. So you don't eat these foods, a lot of red meat, and you see red meat, the most problems that it brings, it is uric acid elevation, as it produces more cholesterols by exciting the two acetyl CoA and HMDA CoA. It is bringing other things like uric acid production. And you see, most of the time, people that are diabetic are hypertensive. Diabetes and hypertension, if you have ever had a relative, now you at least know why. Because when carbohydrate is high in your system, it excites the secretion of acetyl-CoA and NADP and the enzyme of producing cholesterol. So the liver overproduces them. And on the other side, VDLD, which carries the bad cholesterol, is increased. So when the VDLD goes to your veins, they become hard. So as you are diabetic with high cholesterol, here the liver is producing more LDL, which is bad cholesterol, and your veins are becoming stiff, and you are becoming what? Hypertensive. Imagine. So don't always be. Some people think and ask, why am I having diabetes and hypertension at the same time? Now you know. If you are diabetic and you want to reduce the chances of being hypertensive, what do? You make sure you are not producing more LDL. And we will see the next topic how you can make sure you are not producing. There are some other foods and that are worse. Fried foods. Fried foods, we talked about them. Free atoms. Yeah? They produce things that are not good. Fried food, we talked about fried foods, and we are still talking about fried foods and cancer. Please remember, if you have a question, please just ask. We are at a session of interacting. You can tell me something and then we discuss, and it helps us so much to continue helping each other. You get it? You get it? It is very interesting. Even Marcia is telling me interesting. I know. Marcia right now is giving answers to herself about what you has been seeing. You see, so if you have a question, or you can tell me something that you think is working out, please tell me. You tell me, and we will discuss it. Marcia Grace, greetings, Marcia Grace. We have been talking why some people don't eat a lot, but they still have high cholesterol. Why? Some people are diabetic and they are hypertensive. Now we are learning. If you have not started, start the video from the top. If you have a question, don't fail to answer, to ask. So we have talked about fried foods, processed snacks, margarine. They cause bad cholesterol to go up and reduce HDL production. On tomorrow's video, today is an overview of how the liver produces cholesterol. So tomorrow's video, we will focus on the good cholesterol, how it is produced, and the bad cholesterol, how it is produced, so that people will know how to balance these things. You see, excess refined sugars and refined carbohydrates and sugars. You see, so we take a lot of sugars from the hypermarkets and supermarkets and shops, and this is the problem. The sugars we take, refined sugars. When we will be talking about the two culprits, the good cholesterol production and the bad cholesterol production, we will know why refined sugar is not good. Refined sugar. So there are some things now here, metabolic issues. You see, we have talked about the first one, it was genetic function. The second one, we have talked about dietary factors that I've said. And the third one is hormonal and metabolic. When I'm talking about metabolic, we are talking about things like insulin, diabetes, you see. And we have seen how insulin can make you have high production of VDL production by the liver. People that use insulin, they are prone to producing a lot of VDLD. We will see as we go on. And then we have hypothyroidism. Thyroid, you see, thyroid is coming in. The thyroid, when you have hypothyroidism and you have a lot of the three hormones, we will talk about hypothyroidism at its own. We still have a lot of time. It reduces LDL receptor expression, cholesterol, and reduces cholesterol clearance. You get it? Common hidden cause in cholesterol. If you've ever had a person or a relative diagnosed with Cushing syndrome is excess cortisol. You remember what I talked about, the steroid of the brain? Excess stimulates lipolysis and hepatic lipid synthesis. So it produces a lot of hepatic synthesis. Whoa, I can see across my window, it is raining. Hi, that's a miracle. Yeah, and the way it was so hot, I'm smiling even right now. Wow, it's raining here. God bless everyone in Kenya. Thank you, God, for the rain. Now we continue. You see, hyperthyroidism. Those are metabolic. When I talk about metabolic issues, I'm talking about conditions like hyperthyroidism, Cushing syndrome, diabetes, insulin resistance. Those things are what we are talking about, metabolic function. Then we have liver related factors. Your liver can have a problem. Your liver can just produce a problem that can bring you to have excessive bad cholesterol. Increase in HMG-CoA reductase. You see, we are still going back to the function. Your liver can just be producing a lot of enzyme that reduces the carbohydrates, acetyl-CoA, and HMG. You get it? This is something we should be checking. Increased ApoB synthesis, which is producing bad cholesterol, and overproduction of VLDL. So it is very important, my friends, and those who are following, if you have taken atorvastatin, I know atorvastatin is the main culprit that is being given in hospitals every time a person has cholesterol, and you have taken this for 3 months and your cholesterol are not getting down, do genetic markers to avoid a lot of drugs. When you take genetic markers, you'll know, oh, this is genetic. Maybe HMG is increased, the reductase enzyme. So I have to suppress it. You suppress it within 1 2 weeks, and then you are okay. No overproduction of atorvastatin of cholesterol. You see, a very good shortcut. But when people go to hospitals, they are given medication. hmm, Oh, going to in a school meeting. Thanks, thanks, thanks. Yes, please go, please go. Yeah, yes, Mercy, please go. You see, a way to stop taking medication. These bodies were not meant to take medications. They were meant to work for themselves. You find a good solution that will take you away from taking atorvastatins and some diabetic medication by doing simple things. Always make yourself uh, easy when you are told to do some medical tests by your doctors. Now we go to the lifestyle factors. Lifestyle factors. Physical inactivity. Those people don't know. Those people don't like to go to the gym, walking. They are always lazy. You are reducing your chances of production of good cholesterol, and you are reducing your chances because when you work out, more insulin comes out, and when more insulin comes out, what does it do? It uses the glucagon in your liver, and if it is using the glucagon, more LDL is not produced, and in reverse HDL, the good cholesterol, is produced, and it goes to your system to clean bad cholesterol. Imagine. Eh? Obesity, especially central obesity, free fatty acid delivered to the liver. Obesity is a factor genetic, so all people that are obese, what you should do, you should go to check genetic factors, if it is acetyl-CoA overproduction or reductase overproduction, so that you see, let me talk about this for a very short time because my time is already coming to an end. If you are obese, do you think the main option is to do a balloon in your stomach or to do liposuction the way people do? You must deal genetically with what is making you obese. And now we know what is making someone obese. The three hormones, acetyl-CoA, and the other one, HMDP, HMG-CoA, and the enzyme of it called reductase. If we check this in your liver and we find overproduction, what do? We find a way to suppress, to reduce them. If we find a way to reduce them, you will not be obese. So if in your family you have obesity, always check on this so that you don't incur the cost of the knife, the surgeries, and the saw and the balloons in your stomach. Very simple. You get it. So obese is one of them. Smoking, the people that smoke, they are reducing the chances of production of HDL and oxidase LDL. So you are always having bad cholesterol. Medications, there are so many medications can make you have high cholesterols, and that is like thiazide and diuretics like furosemide and spironolactones, those that use furosemides, diuretics. And we have corticosteroids. Steroids, remember, steroids produce a lot of cholesterol in your body. And it's time, I'm just about to finish the topic of today. Please, if you have a question, don't hesitate. Put it down here as I go on to finish. Now, we have medications, beta blockers, those that help the heart, oral contraceptives on women, mostly hormonal contraceptives. This one increases low density lipoprotein to some women. I've not said everyone. Antiretrovirus, those that are having antiretrovirus, the suppressors of viruses. They also, as metabolism happens in their liver, they increase low density lipoprotein, which is the bad cholesterol. Please don't be shy to ask anything. I'm waiting for your question as I'm finishing. And then age and sex. Age and sex. Cholesterol increases with age. Postmenopausal women, those women that are postmenopausal, estrogen is reduced, and estrogen at times it helps reduce low density lipoprotein. Yes, today that is the stop of our topic. You see, it is very funny that people right now know that the foods you eat, they act as an enzyme. They don't act as the real producers of cholesterol. The real producers of cholesterol in your body is how your functionality is, your genetic makeup is. The food is just a catalyzer. And that's why people eat little and they are big, and some people eat small. Some people eat little and they are small. Sorry, the opposite. Some people eat little and they are big, and some people that are very small, they eat a lot and they cannot become big. The three enzymes that we have said in the liver. Those are the culprits, my friends. Those are the culprits that we need to work on. Now, thanks very much to everyone that has been watching. I can see, or there is someone who has a question. Anyone with a question? As we discuss, I think we have talked around, it's around 41 minutes. Imagine the 41 minutes. But if you have any question, my email is here. Let me pin it at So it is very important to know that those factors, because some people have been challenged in hospitals and have been taking medication for so long without, they have been taking medication so long without having success in what they want, in what they welcome. Uncle, I think it's time for me. I think there is no any question right now, but I know after the follow-up, tomorrow now we separate. Tomorrow we will separate. Thank you to I will watch and start. It came late. It's okay, Marcia. Tomorrow we will separate the production of how the good cholesterol is produced. Remember, this week we are just talking of cholesterol, and the other day we'll talk how the bad cholesterol is. We start by the good going to the bad, or we start by the bad going to the good. I think we start by the bad going to the good. Yes, the bad. Tomorrow we'll see how low density lipoprotein is produced. Nice for everyone who's been in the platform. Please, I may say, if there is no one who has a question, please share this to your friends. Share this to your friends. It may be a life-saving message. It is very hard to get some messages and to some people. So if they follow up, they can be helped. And everyone who has been here, we thank everyone as we continue to initiate medical treatments. You see, today I'm at work, and if you've been following, my what I'm wearing has got the label, so it means I'm at my facility right now. Be blessed. See you some other day. If you have a question, send it to my email. Good day.